Hey guys, this is Seth here, and yeah, this isn't actually a presentation thing this time. I'm not actually like making predictions for any presentations coming up tomorrow or anything like that. It's actually the exact opposite. I'm taking advantage of the fact that there's no presentations right now because I just wanted to kind of check in on everything because it's been a couple months, like a little over 2 months now. In fact, I think in like around a week or two from now. It'll be like around 3 months since I started doing live reactions to stuff. And I kind of just wanted to take a moment while the opportunity was right to kind of just try check in on you all and just kind of find out how you all stand on this and you know if I need to when I need to reevaluate and figure out what went right, what went wrong, you know, and I'm curious to hear what everyone, any of you that are listening in on this, I'm curious of what you all want from me, like feedback and stuff. Um, when I started doing this, I didn't really expect that you guys would be so interested in, I didn't think you'd all be so interested in watching these. Like, I can look at let me see, I can actually bring up if I had it up on me, I probably should have done this before the video started recording, huh? Um, but from what I've seen, like, like, in the past month, few months, you guys have been tuning in to watch these reaction highlight videos. I'm not gonna lie, I'm honestly amazed about that. For example, the Bubsy 4D reveal reaction I had, you know, over 300 views. I don't even know how or why, but there is. The Marvel took on Fighting Souls closed beta reveal got Mevo, has gotten over 160 views. The Sea Viper trailer from Street Fighter Six, the uh, review for that, 250 views. You guys are watching these like genuinely. I mean, not every single reaction video is getting traffic like that, but I'm honestly shocked at how much you guys are actually tuning in and watching these just in general. You know, and I can't thank you all enough for this. I really can't because when I started doing this, like I said, I genuinely did not think you all would be interested. I mean, I know I'm not really offering much in terms of entertainment and content. I don't really consider myself funny. I don't really consider myself entertaining at all. I mean, I don't use a face cam because I'm not really comfortable with using a face cam all that much, and I know I'm not very good at speaking either, if it wasn't obvious from all the videos I've done. And I know that reaction content isn't exactly a rare thing on YouTube just in general. So I'm not exactly special in that regard. I mean, I know there's better alternatives out there, but the fact that there's quite a few of you that still tune in and like to these videos and watch them, I can't thank you all enough for that. I really can't. It means a lot to me. Even just one of you tuning in to watch these, I mean it. I really genuinely do appreciate you all tuning in. I mean, I know I'm not uploading the full, VODs of these presentations. That's one of the things I want to ask you all about, in a bit. Just if that's seriously something you all would like me to do, because I just don't I just don't do that because of the whole issue with DMCA and copyright. For example, the Bubsy video, I actually had to redo that video, um, and chop it just a little bit, like by 5 seconds. Like, well, actually, it was more like 10 seconds at the end because of the Battlestar Galactica trailer that followed it. Actually, had a DMCA song on it, so I had to trim some of the that off and make the video a bit shorter so that way there's not as much of that song in there so it doesn't get tagged by YouTube's copyright system. So you know VODs of the whole streams and of the presentations would be rather difficult because of that, and that's a big reason why I'm just not doing them. I'd much rather just upload the stuff that is the most interesting stuff, the stuff that I'm actually reacting to, like big time. Because I feel like that's the stuff that would get that actually matters, not me just kind of sitting around droning and more than I already do. And I mean, ultimately, if you guys really, really just if you all really, really want me to do that, like actually upload that stuff, I'll consider it. I still have all the videos of the streams I've done. It's not actually I haven't deleted any of them. I just have been kind of keeping them for safekeeping just for now. And if you know that were to happen and you guys decide, hey Donnie, I want you to actually upload these, I'll see what I can do. Um, I don't really want to make any promises on in that regard because, like I said, there's a whole copyright stuff. But if I do end up doing it, it probably wouldn't be until wintertime that I'd start uploading that kind of stuff because, wintertime things are a lot more peaceful when it comes to presentations because no one's really doing anything because, holidays and New Year's and, that would be a good time to actually, you know, do any changes or whatever. But other than that, I'm just curious about what you all think. Like, how am I, is there anything I need to do? Like, if, like I said, if you would rather me upload VODs and stuff, I'm all for it. Would you like? Is there any other ideas, that you want me to do? But in general, I just want to know what are you all thinking of all this? Is it something that, is it? Are you all enjoying it? Really? I'm just curious, like, because I've definitely I will say this much, I've been thoroughly enjoying doing this. I really do. I know I'm not exactly like I said. I know I'm not entertaining, and I'm always sounding kind of I'm always sounding monotone and stuff. I mean, I know I do. It's partly due to my autism, but it's also just you know I do get it takes more to get a real reaction out of me. Like I'm not you know when it comes to just casual talking, I'm not very um emotional in that regard. Like there actually has to be stuff that gets me going, something that sets me off in terms of getting me emotional and stuff. And these highlights I've been uploading kind of what I mean. So, but I just really wanted to you know, kind of get any opinions you all have about this. I truly like the thing for me was when I started doing this, my YouTube channel had been dead for years. Like it like what 5 6 years, and it came back, and it's like it never nothing had even happened, and I'm still amazed about that. Like I don't know what. I'm amazed you all have stuck around this long and stayed subscribed and stuff, even though I hadn't been doing anything. Like I know I kind of talked about this earlier, but I'm not kidding when I really can't thank you all enough for all the support during all this. Like and for sticking around even though this channel hadn't been doing anything. And especially the sudden change in content. I was doing let's plays and news videos and things like that for stream VOD and stuff for years, and then I just stopped doing anything, and now I'm suddenly doing reaction videos and pretty much nothing but that. That actually does bring me to another point, though. If you all are interested in, I'm open now that I'm not really now that I have a better idea of what my routine is like, and now that I'm not writing for my Nintendo News anymore, and I haven't, written for my Nintendo News in like 4 months. Now that I know what this post my Nintendo News world is like for me, you know, I I'm all for doing more than just reaction videos. I just don't really know if LPs are something I actually want to fully commit to. It's a thing, but like I said, if there's any ideas for what you all are, I'm all open to any ideas for other videos that you all might be interested, might want me to do. Like I said LPs. I mean, during the winter time, maybe winter could be LP season or something. Since like I said, probably won't be much in the way of reaction videos from me for that season because like I said, um, there really isn't much that happens during the winter in terms of that kind of content. Um, because January and February, there probably isn't going to be much of anything. I think it's not until like March at the absolute earliest that we may actually start seeing presentations again. Um, and even now in like autumn, it's not going to be anywhere near as busy as summer was. Again, this is part of the reason why I'm doing this video is because you know although things are still probably going to be a little bit busy in the autumn, with there's probably going to be a Nintendo. Well, I don't know about the general. I don't know what the hell Nintendo is doing. I'm just being honest. I don't know what the hell they're doing. Uh, there might be, who knows? There might be a state of play next month. I assume Nintendo was going to do something, even if it's not a general direct. They're going to do something. We'll see, but they got to do something. Um, and then maybe another Pinball Bites episode from Zen Studios might happen. For Pinball FX. I don't know. Um, and then of course there's the Game Awards on December 11th. So there's going to be stuff coming up for the rest of the year. It's just it's not going to be as packed as it was these last few months. So I wanted to take a good opportunity and take advantage of the changing of the seasons to kind of just talk to you guys. And like I said, just chime in and feel free to chime in the comments with whatever ideas you have and whatever feedback you have. Things I could do to improve the reaction videos. Things I could do to in between reaction videos. Like, do you want me to put in background music in the back in the background of my videos like this? 'Cause I tend not to do that because you know I could see I could see why it would be nice to have in the background, but it also ends up being a distraction for me because I'm wanting to hear the song, and you know I start losing my train of thought even more than I do just like this. So it's not really something I like doing per se, but if it's something that you all would prefer to make the videos sound a little bit better, then I wouldn't mind. I just recommend keeping in mind that I probably will get sidetracked and a little bit more. You know, I'll probably lose my train of thought a bit more from listening to the song. But yeah, I mean, I just I feel like the only like I'm honestly amazed at how technical like from a technical standpoint things have been pretty good. Um, it could have been a whole lot worse because there was the Summer Game Fest disaster for me, like from a technical standpoint, where I screwed up my mic and everything was just weird with that. And then you know, with my Wi-Fi, every now and then you'll see buffering. I'm sure for those of you who have actually seen my those of you who have seen my streams and even maybe seen in the reaction highlights every now and then, I've been dealing with occasional buffering in the videos. That's mainly because of the Wi-Fi I have. Wi-Fi is not something I recommend. I don't really have a choice though, because I don't live in a city anymore. So I kind of have to rely on Wi-Fi instead of a wired connection. Unfortunately, it's one of the reasons why I don't really play online gaming anymore. Not just because of the fact that I just don't enjoy it, but even if I did enjoy it, I don't want to ruin anyone else's experience with my unstable Wi-Fi. I mean, it's not like when the Wi-Fi is going, like actually the internet's going, it's like bad or anything. It's just, I don't trust Wi-Fi in general. The speed is actually really good when the Wi-Fi is actually fine. So, but yeah, I don't know. Um, I'm open for anything really because this is still like a new. This is still a new, thing I'm doing. It's only been a few months since I started doing that. Excuse me. But Yeah, things haven't exactly been you know, they haven't been perfect, but it's been I feel like it's been a lot better than I expected things to go. And like I said, more than anything, I'm just happy you all are tuning in and watching these. I know, like I said, that there are better alternatives out there, and I know that I'm not the greatest in the world at this kind of stuff, but you still tune in anyway. You're still subscribed. Some of you are even still subscribed to me, the channel, even after all that time where it wasn't, you know, doing anything. And I truly, truly, I know I'm saying this a lot, but I can't help it. Like it means a lot to me that you all are tuning in and still supporting me in my crappy videos. Like I really genuinely can't thank you all enough for it. Um, and I do hope I can keep, you know, I do hope that I can keep going with this because I really truly am having fun with this. There's so many things I wish I could have reacted to over the years that I just couldn't because I was, too busy writing for my Nintendo news and stuff. But now that I truly feel like I made the right decision. Starting doing this now. Like I truly feel like doing reaction videos was something that was a good idea because I actually have been truly enjoying this. I love video games. I love seeing new video games getting revealed. There's not a whole lot that could actually there's not a whole lot that I could actually complain about. I got pretty much everything I've wanted, except the 3D Mario. I don't count Donkey Kong. That's a Donkey Kong game. That's not Mario. I know Donkey Kong is kind of like a branch of Mario a little bit, but it's not Mario. It's kind of its own thing now. Also, doing Smashy Smashy is not something I would expect from Mario games. So I'm just saying, I'm still waiting for 3D Mario. But oh well. I mean, I can't really complain. I've pretty much gotten everything else. Um, as for what's coming up, like I said, maybe like Nintendo has to be doing something of anything next month. Um, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a state of play. Maybe, just maybe, at some point in autumn there might be. I wouldn't be surprised if there was another Pinball Bites episode for Pinball FX from Zen Studios. There's supposedly more tables that could come to Pinball FX before the end of the year. You know, I've been playing the Williams pack and enjoying it. So I do hope that there's more presentations to come next month. Like I said, the changing of the seasons means probably not going to get as many presentations as the summertime, but we'll still get something. There's still going to be some content coming up. But yeah, just let me know just let me know in general what your feedback is. Just not just reactions to the channel as a whole. Like I said, would you want me to do LPs again? Would you want me to do news videos again, or in any way? Would you want me to? Is there any changes you want me to do with reaction videos? Like any improvements? Do you want me to upload the VODs of all the presentations I've reacted to? Um, you know, just let me know. Like, is there anything I could personally do with you know the way I with how I talk to you all? I mean, I can only do so much in that regard because I'm mentally disabled and I do have autism, so and attention and I have attention deficit disorder as well, so I can't exactly you know do anything about that part. But you know, if there's like I said, just let me know. Any I'm open to hearing anything really because this is a completely new this is a brand new ball game that I'm doing with the YouTube channel now in the last few months, and I genuinely don't know. I'm only just kind of getting started here, but now that a few months have passed and I'm starting to I'm settling in on all this. You know, now that I know that I'm truly am enjoying this and I want to keep doing this for you all, I do want to hear from you all and how you're feeling about this. Like, just overall, I just want to know if you're enjoying this. Like I not just your feedback for all the things I've mentioned, but just I just want to know if you all are enjoying this. So let me know in the comments. Hell, even send me some replies on social media, on Twitter or Blue Sky about you know you can do that there too if you feel more comfortable doing that. But just let me know what you all want me to do, what you're curious of me doing and wanting me to do, and how I could improve things and stuff like that. But like I said earlier, if I do end up whatever it is I end up implementing based on your feedback and all, it probably will not happen until winter time. Because as I said, autumn's still gonna be a little bit busy. There's also this thing called the Sonic hacking contest that's happening in a month and a half from now. So I'm currently preoccupied with getting the media panel schedule set up and organized and all. And then contest week itself is going to be like in the first week of October. So you know, I got to do evaluations for entries when when the time comes for that, like in mid to late September. So it's going to be busy for me, even regardless of how many presentations happen, regardless of the frequency of gaming presentations this coming season. So winter would actually be the best time to implement any ideas you all have given me, um, that I'm interested in, trying out, and we'll see how things go. But first things first, of course, I need to actually hear what you all think. So, like I said, let me know in the comments or you know, tweet at me on Twitter at SSF1981 and Blue Sky, basically the same there, SSF1981. So yeah, let me know what you all think. And again, I know I'm saying this a lot, but I really cannot thank you all enough for tuning into all this and, and sticking around through all the the despite all the downtime on the channel, you all stuck around and you're still watching the videos. And I honestly cannot believe how much you all are supporting me through all this on YouTube. So I can't thank you all enough. And I do hope that with autumn coming about very very soon, I hope that I continue to you all are continuing to enjoy this content hopefully, and I do hope you all are enjoying it. But we'll see. I want to keep doing this. I genuinely do love reacting to this stuff, and we'll see how things go. And I'll try to I'll do the best I can to reply to anything that you guys have, any concerns that you all have, any questions or whatever, and I'll do the best I can to answer them. Um, but for now, yeah, I can't wait to see what you all have to say about this. So you know, obviously, make sure it's all constructive, because if you're just saying you're crap, I'm not, I wasted my time. Like, well, I can't really do much about that if I don't know why that's the case for you, because you're not really explaining why, and I mean, that's not really helpful. So, I just want to know, get into better ideas to, I think what I can do here for you all, and try to at least make my annoying monotone voice at least a little more bearable. Um, but yeah, let me know. For now, I'll see you all later. Who knows when the next presentation is going to be? I have no idea. Um, as always, just stay tuned. Like, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Blue Sky, and keep an eye out on community posts on my YouTube channel too, because I am constantly updating, posting, making community posts updates on the YouTube channel too. So if you end up missing anything on social media, I usually post it on, YouTube as well. And even when I'm not doing, it's not related to a video. Like, I'll sometimes lay out my future plans there too before I do the video. So, you know, but yeah. Anyway, I think I've droned on long enough here. I've gone on long enough. It's 25 minutes now. So, but yeah, I thank you all so much for you know embracing all this this new era for this channel and everything. And I do hope you all have been enjoying it, and I hope that you all, if so, I hope you all will be continuing to enjoy it in the coming months as the year eventually comes to a close. One thing I do note is that more likely when the year ends, I will likely rename the playlist of all the reaction highlights to be specifically for 2025, and then I'm going to likely do a new playlist for 2026. Reaction video highlights for 2026. So that way that playlist doesn't get bloated. Um, but again, that's another thing I can you all can chime in on is would you rather just have one simple playlist of all the reaction highlights I've done, reaction highlight videos, or do you want me to make a playlist for each year? Like I said, 2025, and then I do a new one for 2026, etc. Like I said, let me know. Just let me know. Anyway, I've gone on long enough. I'll see you all later. We'll see when the next presentation happens. I don't know. I really don't know. But for now, this is SSF signing out. Sayonara, guys.